the thing about reality TV is like you can't just like sweep things under the rug. Things can't go unsaid. If you're feeling something, thinking it, you have to say it out loud and then talk through it a million more times.
I want to start with talking about, kind of your return to reality TV. You say in the episode that, you were kind of the one who really put yourself out there wanting to do this again. So what was it that made you want to return so badly?
Well, I mean, I've been doing this since I was 16 years old. Like reality TV is kind of like what I do. And even when I started Vanderpump Rules, the goal was then to always like do something big, even bigger after that. Granted, Vanderpump Rules was huge. We didn't even know how big it was. Like we still, I don't think, understand how big it was or whatever. But I never thought like it would be Vanderpump Rules or nothing. It's always anyone who like, especially goes on Bravo, they're like, oh, I want to get a spinoff out of this. Everyone will tell you that. And so it was always like, okay, what can I do after this?
Well, after you kind of like left Vanderpump Rules, obviously not on your own terms, but you had that little break, probably a period of self-reflection there. When did you feel ready to put yourself back on camera again? And how long did you like kind of know that you needed?
Oh, I feel like I remember the first time we brought it up with my two producer friends, Jenna and Foy, who were producers on Vanderpump Rules too. They're the two who created this with me. And we were at dinner at Pache. I don't know if you've been there.
I'm on the East Coast.
Oh, okay. When you come to Los Angeles, it's really, really good.
Okay.
You should eat there. It's a classic. And I hadn't conceived Messer yet. So,
Okay.
but it was like right before I did. But I'd had Hartford and they were like, we'd always talked about doing something. And they brought it up to me and they were like, we think you're ready. And I'm like, I am not, I don't know. I'm like, I want to do this. I was like, I recognize I'm at a completely different place. Like I'm a mother now, like so much has happened. I think it'd been like 2.5 years or something like that. And I was like, are people going to be bored by me though? Like people are used to seeing like I am the devil and don't you forget it and all that, just like crazy, like dark passenger meltdown. I'm like, are people gonna want to see me at this phase of life? Like I knew I wanted to do a show, but I didn't know for sure if that would be the moment. And they were like, yes, like this phase of life should be represented. And the second that they said that, I was like, you know what? Yeah. I was like, I trust that like my audience has like grown with me and they don't want to see me doing the same things that I was doing when I was 25 years old and that they'd like appreciate that my life is different. And we just went like full force at that moment and like never looked back.
Was Vanderpump Villa kind of a way for you to ease yourself into it again?
That was strategic.
Yeah.
That was strategic. Hulu was always the goal. Like when we talked about it and we are like, where do we want this to end up? It was just like Hulu. Like they had just gotten the Kardashians and I was just like, this feels like the future.
Yeah.
And so I knew Hulu was the goal. Then I saw that Vanderpump Villa had happened or was happening or something. And I'm like, that's a way to like really have like the whole Hulu synergy and like it's the obvious choice. I was just like, or obvious answer. Cause I'm like, it's Lisa Vanderpump. It's Italy. It's like, it just, they'll let me have my kids come with me.
Yeah.
It just all felt really right. And everyone at Hulu felt like it felt right. And so that was strategic, but I ended up loving it so much that I'm like, I'll do it every year. It's so much fun.
Well, when you came home from that dinner where you had this conversation about having your own show and you talked about it with your husband, I'm assuming, where did he stand on the situation and how easy was it to convince him to get on board?
Like one of the most amazing things about Bo is that like, he will never stop me from like fulfilling my dreams. Like he supports my dreams blindly without question, like that he never once voiced any concern. He just knows how much I want something and care about getting it. And he's just there to like, okay, then how do we make this happen? I probably should have asked him. I probably should have been like, hey,
he didn't have a say.
are you okay with this? Is this something you would even want to do? I think he's just like, if this is something you really want, we're gonna do it.
Well, obviously there was a little bit of drama on Vanderpump Villa that spills kind of into your show.
Yeah.
How would you say filming has affected your marriage, whether good, whether bad, or just not at all?
So initially when like things happen, it feels bad. Okay. Cause
Mhm.
like, oh, you're like fighting in front of people. You're fighting on camera. Cause the thing about reality TV is like you can't just like sweep things under the rug. Things can't go unsaid. If you're feeling something, thinking it, you have to say it out loud and then talk through it a million more times. So things that, in our normal life, like every day with two kids, like if we get annoyed with each other, we're not like bringing it up and like hashing it out and discussing it because it's like we have to do.
Yeah.
There's no time. And then by the time the kids go down to sleep, I'm like tired and I'm just like, I don't feel like it. So then it like snowballs and like things go unsaid and unworked out on. So with being on a show, those things bubble up and
Mhm.
come out. And of course, it's like uncomfortable in the moment. But what I love about doing a show is that it forces you to constantly talk through it and work it out. So like
Yeah.
to me, it's like my therapy. So like, of course, it like causes some issues momentarily, right away, because you're like, this sucks, we're fighting. Um, but then we're forced to talk about it.
With your kids getting older, did you kind of set any boundaries with the kids or with your life in general that you didn't want to put on camera?
Well, that's the main reason I'm an executive producer. Like
Mm.
that, when we started creating this, you'd be like shocked to find like no one wants you to be talent to be an executive producer. And I actually do get it. Like there were no production companies that wanted to work with us because I was a producer. And I'm like, I do understand that. Like as talent, if they become a producer, then they will edit themselves, censor themselves, give themselves like a great edit. I get that. And I had to do a lot of convincing that like I know how to make good TV
Yeah.
and I've already had all my ugly moments out there. Like really like it can't really get any worse. Like I'm tough when it comes to that. Like I have to be an executive producer because of my children. Like
Mhm.
I know what reality TV is like and I'm not going to just let them be on camera without any control whatsoever. And so that was my non-negotiable and I'm really glad I stuck by it. And with their like boundaries it was like a day by day thing. It was
Yeah.
like if they're liking it then we'll let them be in scenes. Like we're not going to like schedule their like scenes for them. It's just if they happen to be around and they want to come in, then they can. And they loved it. And so like they loved when production was there. They
Yeah.
like asked to get like microphones put on and I'm like, no, we're not microphones on you. But they really loved it. And when the crew would leave, they'd be like, where are the people? When are the people with the cameras coming back? They even Hartford makes me go and put on her scenes from Villa.
Oh, that's so
I
sweet.
have to like fast forward to the tea party and us leaving the villa. Like
She's
all the
not quite ready to see the rest yet, though.
no, we don't do that.
How aware are they of like why the cameras are there and what it all means?
I wonder that. And they're like little brains because Hartford will ask me often, like when people come up to me, when we're out, she's like, did they see you on a TV show? And I was like, yes,
Mm.
they
She
saw me
kind of
on a
gets
TV.
it.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
someone's come up to her before, which was creepy. Like we were at the airport and someone like they didn't see me, they saw her first. And they were like, Hartford, I saw you have a tea party. And so she was just
Why?
like okay, and then she sees like the villa billboard pop up on our Hulu screen and so she kind of puts it together but I don't think they fully really grasp.
Yeah. I don't know. She seems like she's getting a hold of it. That's so funny. And yes, also a little creepy. It was just on the Valley recently. I don't know if I think you said you don't watch anymore, but Kristen said that someone came up to her like in an airport bathroom
And
with
I
her
say
kid.
so I might not watch it like put it on my TV but
Yeah.
I'm never not watching
Finger on
a
the pulse.
a clip. Yes. And I saw the clip on that and that broke my heart.
Insane.
That
Insane.
broke my heart. Every woman who's had kids knows what it's like to be postpartum and to feel just so many feelings at once, but like so out of control and then to have somebody recording your baby in a place where all of it, I felt so horrible for her.
Yeah, that was absolutely insane. But it was also nice for her to put it out there in such a vulnerable way because, I think,
Yeah.
like you said, so many people can relate.
Mhm.
Tying into the Vanderpump of it all, obviously we have Katie Maloney back on the show with you. Love the reunion. And you recently kind of spoke a little bit about the falling out you had, how it happened in private. When did you start rebuilding your friendship, and why was it so important to you to have her on the show?
Well, it's not that we started rebuilding our friendship over the past like year before filming. It's just we would make it a point to like be there to support each other for certain things. Like when the sandwich shop like opened and I wanted to like be there for her for that. And I also wanted her to like have a relationship with Hartford. So like we would facilitate these different moments where we were with each other, but we never like fully talked anything out. So
Mm,
there was always just this big thing between us that kept us from getting close again. And when this show was about when were about to start filming, I was just like we were going over everybody that was on it, that was like with the test shoot and all that stuff, and where I was with everyone in my lives. And Katie just like kept popping up in my head because I wanted to have that conversation with her. I wanted to be closer to her. And this felt like the catalyst to get me to do that, as crazy as that
yeah.
sounds. But like we both spent the majority of our adult life together on this show. And like it felt right. And it almost felt like written in the stars and like destiny that like we were supposed to come back together like this.
Yeah.
This is what our friendship was like for most of the time. And so I sent her a voice note and I was like, hey, you can tell me to off. Like, seriously, I know you're really happy, like, not being on TV right now and like your boyfriend's so nice and all that stuff. But if you would be interested in this, I think that this could be really cool. Again, you can just tell me off, I'm happy. I don't want to be
Yeah.
on TV or not. And she was like, actually, I'm interested. And, we went from there.
I know you obviously can't give away what's going to happen this season between you, but would you say you were able to get back to a good place, or how do you feel about where things stand now?
I feel great.
Yeah.
Honestly, everything that's out there, even like with my husband, even with Bo, I feel great because like we were, again, it like goes back to you're constantly having to talk through things. So it like, yeah, you get in fights and arguments with your loved ones, but like then you figure it out. And then I feel closer to that person.
Mm,
Like I see the argument that reality causes problems, but like it also fixes problems.
yeah. Yeah. I know. Like you said, like maybe the camera was the reason that you guys were able to have the conversation that you haven't had for 3 years. There you
Yeah.
go. How would you say things are between Bo and Katie, especially because, maybe they were a bit rocky when she first came back into your life?
Yeah, no, I felt really bad about like that airing. Like I even was like, should we maybe like take that out? I was like,
Yeah.
because who does not like dislike Katie? Like
Hmm.
that's that, and it kind of like seems like that. Bo's just always been very protective of me. And
Yeah.
like he was there for those moments when like I was disappointed in her and I felt just like we had our, when that I talk about on the first episode, like he was there to witness all of that. And so that would just like frustrate him. So it was like by proxy, he was annoyed with Katie,
Yeah.
but they always had a good relationship on their own outside of that.
Yeah.
So like, once we started filming and like really hanging out and doing things together, like that quickly disappeared.
How did you decide which of your other friends and family members would be good for the show? Because it is like a great group of people, I feel.
Well, Taylor is my like soulmate sister, best friend in the whole entire world. Like even back when like I had left Vanderpump Rules and moved to New York for a little while, I had tried. I was like, why don't we start something together? Like, let's do something together. It always been something that we talked about. And I always knew that I wanted to do a show with like the people who are my favorite people.
Yeah.
So like at first I was just like, who are my favorite people? Well, Taylor and Teddy are my favorite people. So it like started off with just like me, Bo, Taylor, Teddy. Who was Bo's favorite person? Rob. And then we kind of like built it out. And then I was like, my sister has like is going through like a crazy time and she's wanting to move in with me. And like this actually would make for great TV. Let's add my sister. It was just like,
Yeah.
who is really like in our lives and does this work for them? There's some people that were like, no, this isn't for me. And, they won't be on, they don't want to be like, you know, we found a really good group of people that is just our life.
Well, the dynamic between Bo and his sister, his half sister, I guess, is so interesting, and especially how you fall into that and the whole situation. How are we going to see that progress throughout the season?
Um, well, Georgia to me isn't the problem. It's like my sister's like the problem. I think people like expect that like because Georgia and Bo are so close and there was Tattoo Gate,
Hmm.
that like we have issues. Georgia's no, not the problem. I feel like my sister is. Tattoo Gate, you will see a little bit more of that
Okay.
play out. I can tease that.
Okay. Good.
Yes. There
Yeah.
is some resolution.
And I liked how, because I actually didn't really keep up with Vanderpump Villa, so I feel like at least the premiere did such a good job at like really filling everyone in on what was
Recap.
happening there. Yes, loved that. Is there anything you're like nervous about watching back or having others see when the show airs?
I'm so nervous about like putting my marriage out there. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Every fight we get into, I'm like my worst fear is that like people will be like, I'm Team Bo or I'm Team Stassi and like put us
Mm,
against each other. That's not it. Like you're watching just a real married couple who love each other, fight about normal things
yeah.
that like married couples go through. We're
Yeah.
not against each other. Please don't put us against each other. Like this, we're just being honest and vulnerable and opening up to, the world. And yeah, that's my worst fear.
The reaction to the trailer so far from like what's popped up in my algorithm has been very positive. Everyone's
Oh,
like
I know.
loving.
It's so crazy.
Yeah.
I like last night, I was like, it felt like Christmas Eve because I was just like, oh my God, tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock, tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
Every time I go and check, I'm just like, where are the negative comments? I'm like,
I know I haven't seen any.
where are the trolls?
Everyone's excited for Bo to be back too. I've been getting a lot of that
I
on my feed.
know. I love it.
Well, when you look back on your reality TV career as a whole, like what is something you're like most proud of? Because obviously, like you said before, people are going to look back on the negative moments and call it out and whatever, but there has to be something a lot you're proud of, obviously.
Oh, I think it's when people come up to me, girls come up to me and say, like, thank you so much for being on TV because you made me leave like an abusive relationship.
Mm,
Like that is like
important. Sure.
very powerful
Yeah.
and just makes me feel like I'm actually contributing something to the world.
Yeah.
It gives me a sense of purpose to be like, oh, okay, so like by showing like my story, other girls like are finding like the courage to get out of toxic places and situations. So like that I feel most proud of.
That is obviously so powerful. And when you look back on your time with Vanderpump Rules, like obviously, you're so removed from that at this point. You've resolved things with Katie, but who else from the cast have you like kind of kept in touch with to this point?
Schwartz,
Hmm.
Schwartz. If I see
He's the most neutral guy, it
he
seems.
is, it's yeah, he is. He's easy and he just like pops in and out of, wherever, whatever. He's just like an easy one. I love him. The others, if I saw them, if we ran into each other at a party, we would all be like polite and nice and exchange pleasantries, but like I don't really keep in touch with anyone.
If this show happens to move forward with another season, which like I'm assuming it's going to get a very positive response based on what I've seen so far, watching the episode, would you be down to film another season? Like now that you've done it, are you looking to continue?
Are you joking? What do you think I just did this for one season to pop in and be done?
Where are the
No,
cameras?
no, absolutely. Trust. I'm gonna drive my ass over to Hulu, like, in a few weeks and be like, where's that green light? And I'm gonna
Yeah.
have to same thing all over again, give pitches, and be like, this is why we need to greenlight season two now. Yeah, no, absolutely.
I feel like on top of that, you need to like come up with another idea for a reality show because you were like born to be a TV show producer.
Well, thank you. That's such a compliment. I love when people tell me that. We started a production company, Belkry Productions,
Yeah.
with the intention of coming up with other ideas to produce. Because
I
like
mean,
I love reality TV, and I just feel like I know so much about it. I know what works, I know what doesn't, and like I could really like help some people out.
well, aside from that, what else do you have coming up that you're looking forward to aside from this coming out?
Right now, I am in House of
You're
Stassi mode.
focused.
I am in House of Stassi mode. It's like no one bothered me. When I get like emails about anything else, I'm like, shut up. Shut
Yeah.
up. I can only focus my attention on one thing at a time. And I can't in a couple of weeks, once the House of Stassi stuff has died down, like then I can be like, all right, what else are we working on right now? Yeah.
Do you and Bo have any plans for your anniversary coming up in September?
You know what? Like now with like our kids and the fact that we have so many different anniversaries, it's like, okay, well, we technically got married in September. Our wedding was
Mm-hmm.
in May. We used to celebrate our engagement. Now it's like, do we really need
You
to?
can just celebrate every day.
It's just like, yeah. Yeah.